Somebody should time how long it takes for me to do a planet. I guess I could do that. This is a rich planet. Okay. Let's go ahead and time that. So while doing the filler stuff, watching any shows in free time? Oh. That's good, that's good. Give me something else to talk about rather than just sit here and be like, yep, okay, that's a lot. Do I watch TV shows? I do. I do watch TV shows. I'm a big fan of The Walking Dead. That's a pretty good show. I'm not sure if you get that in Spain or not, but that's a pretty good show.
Rope away.
There's a lot of shows that I like. I just don't know which ones I should say I watch.
Launching probe.
I don't have like Netflix or anything like that, so I haven't been watching stuff on there. I might get Netflix soon though.
Launching probe.
I had it many years ago, but there wasn't a lot of content on there like there is now, I think. So it might be kind of cool to check out some of that stuff. But I've been watching a lot of a TV show called
Probe launched.
The Amazing Race. Been watching a lot of that on Amazon Prime. Been watching a lot of that with my dad and stuff. Amazing Race is a pretty fun show. It's a reality show where people race around the world, and they race around the world for $1 million. And they go to all these different countries. They have to do all these different tasks. They've got to get to different locations using different ways of transport, whether it be taxi, bus, train, or being on foot. And most of these people are American. So when they go to different countries and they don't speak English, like, it's hard to get around, man.
Probe away.
And it's just a really fast-paced show. It's really fun. It's pretty good.
Probe launched.
Oh, we get it. We tell them all, unless it's anime. You can't hide that. Yeah, I don't really watch anime. The only anime that I do watch, and I have yet to see this entire series yet. Good old Cowboy Bebop. Just have it sitting inside my desk. I have not watched this entire season or series. They only did one season of it. And they also have a movie. But I have yet to find out what happens in that show. So that's like pretty much the only anime that I watch. I don't really watch a lot. My brother's been starting to get into it lately.
Anomaly detected.
Ooh, anomaly on here. He's been watching stuff like Sword Art Online and Attack on Titan. Probably some other stuff too. Let's find out what this anomaly is real quick.
User unregistered or record damaged. Nature of incident is not recorded. Assistance is requested. General distress. User unregistered or record damaged. Nature of incident is not recorded. Assistance is requested. General distress. User unregistered or record damaged.
Launching probe.
Nature of
I have found something.
Oh, it's a mission. Alliance hotspot detected. Alliance sources request that all ships keep watch for signs of the missing freighter MSV Estevanico. Estevanico? That's a Spanish word if I've ever seen one. Lost 1 year ago in this sector. Any data recovered that sheds light on the Estevanico fate will be rewarded. Cool, so we can go down there and check that out. Life support is damaged, but capable of sustaining a skeleton crew? What? Remington says, I was watching Walking Dead myself, but kind of abandoned it. Last few seasons irked me so bad. Yeah, it's one of those shows where a lot of people will start out watching it and then they'll just kind of give up on it because they don't like where things are going or things bother them about it, and that's understandable. Still sometimes when I watch, let's go ahead and scan this stuff first before we go down there. Still sometimes when I watch, there are things that I'm like, oh my god, why are you guys doing this? But like I've been watching it since pretty much season 2 started, and I can't stop watching.
Launching probe.
I never read the comics for it, because they do kind of do some things that happen in the comics, but it's kind of like mixing
Probe away.
comic stuff with like their own spin on things. But it's season 7 is pretty good so far.
Probe launched.
It's a pretty good season. And that's another thing that I kind of want to start doing is like I kind of want to get into like reading comics, man. Like I'm all about all those superheroes.
Probe launched.
Like particularly Marvel superheroes. I mean, I've got like Spider-Man posters up in here. And I enjoy all the Marvel movies.
Launching probe.
But I would like to read the comics. I think there's a website called Comixology that has a lot of digital comics and stuff. And I think I could get like a free 30-day trial reading some comics. So I think I might try that and see what's going on
Probe
there.
launched.
I was there ever since season 1. Was only halfway out, but the writing got too sloppy. Yeah, like season 2 and a little bit of season 3 was kind of bad. But it got pretty good from there on out. And then especially with like the second half of season 6 and pretty much all of season 7 so far. It's still currently airing.
Probe launched.
I think there's maybe like 4 episodes left now. It's been pretty good.
Probe away.
Bum 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 bum.
Launching probe.
Launching probe. Dun, dun, dun. Go and grab that.
Probe launched.
So you can launch as many probes as you want. But when everything is gone, then it'll tell you that the scanning results are depleted or whatever. But still, like things like this I don't think is worth getting. That's probably worth getting though.
Probe away.
I watched up to the season 7 premiere. Oh, okay, so you've been watching for a while then. You didn't like the season 7 premiere? I mean, that's fair and all, but I thought that was pretty good. A lot of that stuff I didn't see coming. Negan's pretty cool. So we can land there. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know how long that's gonna take for me to do that. We only have 7 probes. So let's get let's get all of that stuff.
Launching probe.
I didn't really like season 6. Only watched premiere because cliffhanger. Yeah, dude, and I gotta say, man, like, I am in the boat where like that cliffhanger was like so stupid. I hated it when it happened. I was like, are you kidding me? Just like everyone else was. But they definitely made it worthwhile. That first episode of season 7. At least I thought they kind of redeemed themselves. But then it's like a lot of people complain about like the violence and stuff in that show, and it's like, dude, like This is what this show is. Why do you gotta complain? And then they ended up toning stuff down for the second half of season 7. And it's like, come on, man. People just didn't like seeing their favorite character get killed or whatever.
Launching probe.
Rubbingtons, did you ever watch a show called Lost?
Probe launched.
Not sure if you've ever heard of it or if you've watched it or whatever. But Lost is an interesting show.
Probe launched.
Bum, 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 bum. Oh, it was on the Lost hype train? Awesome, man. Yeah. That show was like so long ago, and I have not seen it since the final episode aired. But man, I gotta say, like, the first couple of seasons in that was pretty good, and then it started getting like, what are we doing? What are you writers doing? It's a pretty good show, but there's a lot of like controversy with like between some of the seasons and stuff like that.
Probe away.
Even reading forums, people's theories in between seasons. And for one, I was okay with the end. Yeah, I just remember I didn't really like the ending. But then again, like, the last couple of seasons of that show, I was kind of like, I don't even understand what's going on anymore. But I have not watched it since that final episode aired. But a couple of years ago, my brother rewatched the entire series, and he was like, "Dude, it makes sense." After watching them like all back to back to back and stuff like that, but I don't know. It's a pretty good show, but from what I remember, the writing in some of those seasons was kind of like, what are you doing? But I think it might have also happened during when the writer's strike was happening. And maybe that's why some of the episodes were kind of bad and stuff like that, but yeah. Lost was a pretty good show. Maybe the finale wasn't that good, but everything leading to it was great. I loved how the last episode focused on last remaining people and how they went, all the feels. Yeah. Okay, let's check this last planet here. Gotta say, man, talking about TV shows, making this go quicker and not as boring. So I think from now on, anytime we're scanning planets,
Probe away.
I'm just gonna start talking about random stuff. Bum, bum, bum.
Launching probe.
Let's see, what other TV shows do I watch? Dude, okay, alright, you're probably gonna think I'm crazy for watching this show. You probably never even have heard of the show, but I find the whole, like, how do I say this? It's a,
Launching probe.
hang on, what is the word I'm looking for? Hang on, let me see. Let me see. Folklore, I guess, is what I'm thinking of. There's gotta be a better word for that. I guess folklore, I guess. Bum, bum, bum. I guess folklore is what it is. So Game of Thrones, yay or nay? I've never actually watched Game of Thrones, to be honest. As someone that likes
Probe away.
medieval and fantasy games, and not to mention D&D. That seems like a perfect show for me, but I
Probe
just
away.
have never watched it. I never have watched it.
Probe away.
Hipster dog, what's up, man? Bum, 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 bum. Oh no, here comes the hate mail. Give it to me, guys. Tell me.
Launching probe.
Tell me how bad of a person I am. You don't watch Game of Thrones? Yeah, I just don't, man. I don't know. I got more attached to, like, I don't know. I just don't feel like paying for, you know, like Stars or HBO, like things like that. First of all, and I don't know. I just got like, 'cause I think Game of Thrones kind of started around the time Walking Dead did, and I just got more attached to Walking Dead than Game of Thrones. But maybe someday.
Probe launched.
Let's do all this.
Launching probe.
Hipster Dog, thanks for the host, man. Appreciate it. How are you doing, sir? I think the last time I talked to you or popped on Discord, I think you were sick, man. Hope you're feeling better. Dun, dun, dun. Don't worry, it took me until last summer to watch it, says Hipster Dog. I recommend watching all of it this summer, right into season 7. Oh yeah, is that going to be the final season for that? That might be a good time to get on that. Because they're like already past the books, right? So like all this stuff is either brand new or going to be in the book? I don't know. What am I missing here? It still says moderate. There's like... I guess this right here, I guess.
Probe away.
Overwatch and lurking, no worries, man. Good to hear you're doing well. That's good. I think we're done with this planet. Still coughing up a storm, but my voice is back. Yeah, it's like my brother right now. My brother, like, has this really bad cough. There's going to be a season 8. 7 and 8 will be shorter. Everything till season 7 was 10 episodes. Season 7 will be 7. And season 8 will be 6 episodes. Oh, okay. And yeah, they're way past the books. I'm still waiting for the next one like a sucker. Wow. That's interesting. But that sucks, like, that sucks that you have to wait. We'll probably do this thing after a bit. I'm gonna go get some more probes and scan those other planets. Because right now I'm enjoying conversation right now. Talking about TV shows and all this. The interesting thing with, what was I gonna say? I don't even remember. Oh, the Game of Thrones books. Like, is the show spoiling the books that are gonna come out? Or are the books gonna differ from what is actually happening on the TV show now that they're at the point where they're past the books? That seems pretty interesting. Well, season 1 was pretty much accurate to the book, but past that it went very different. Oh, okay. So they kind of did some, like, probably here's a little bit of the book stuff and here's our own stuff, probably. Show and the books will probably end the same way, but the journey there will be a ton different. Oh. Well, that's kind of cool then. If you enjoy reading the books, then you watch the TV show, then you'll read the book and see the differences. That's kind of cool.
Probe away.
Well, maybe I will get on that, maybe. Do they have it, like... They probably don't have it on Netflix, probably. You probably have to pay, like... You probably have to pay, like, HBO stuff. In order to watch it, probably.
Probe away. Launching probe.
It's two different versions of the same story at this point. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, another show that I was interested in that was on another network like HBO was on, I think it was on, is it on Stars? Or Cinemax or something like that. Was the Ash vs. Evil Dead. Like, I'm a big fan of the Evil Dead movies, and I kind of thought about checking that out, but I haven't had the chance to. Because being able to see Bruce Campbell play Ash again would be kind of cool.
Probe away.
I don't know how good that show is. It might be terrible. I don't know. Those Evil Dead movies are pretty good. Third one is pretty, like, comedic. The first one is terrifying. The second one is, like, terrifying and hilarious at the same time. That came to Spain, thank G's, and it was so good to the movies. Awesome. Okay. Positive then. Yeah, I love those movies. Depleted. Okay, we're done with this. I keep doing that. I need to stop doing that. Another show that I'm really looking forward to. I don't know if you've ever watched Breaking Bad, but if you did, there was a character on Breaking Bad called Saul Goodman, who was the lawyer on the show, and he got his own spin-off show a couple years ago, and the third season starts in April. Super hyped for that, for the Better Call Saul season 3. Like, oh my god, that show is so good.
Probe away.
That's another show that I've watched and really looking forward to when it comes out in April. That's a pretty good show.
Probe launched.
They add so many little Easter eggs from the Breaking Bad series in there and stuff like that.
Probe launched.
And there's even been some characters from Breaking Bad in Better Call Saul, which is pretty cool.
Probe away.
Dun, dun, dun. Whoa, that's a weird looking thing there. So I can get more iridium. Let's get more iridium.
Probe away.
Remington says, "Oh, I've tried to watch Breaking Bad, but couldn't. Was too dark at the time for me." Dude, I would recommend watching it. It's pretty good. Breaking Bad is like, dude, that like changed television. I didn't watch it when it was on TV. I binge watched it with my brother like a couple years ago, and dude, like, some of those episodes, final episodes in a season, and you would go a year until you find out what happens. It's like, man, that wait would have killed me.
Probe away.
But I think a lot of people nowadays just kind of binge watch a lot of shows, which is fine, but it's nothing like, you know, like with The Lost or The Walking Dead, watching it live and then, you know, kind of taking part in, you know, all the crazy things that happen, rather than you just binge watch it years later when there's really no hype for it or whatever.
Dude, there. Launching probe.
When it was coming out, my grandfather was dealing with cancer. I tried the pilot and went, nope. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, bud. But yeah, I could totally understand. Totally understand that. I gotta say though, those last couple of seasons, it gets crazy. And the ending is perfect. That's good stuff, man. And then Better Call Saul is also pretty good. I don't really think you have to watch Breaking Bad. I mean, there are characters and references from Breaking Bad in Better Call Saul, but Better Call Saul is a prequel to Breaking Bad. But I don't know how it would be watching through that because, you know, Better Call Saul doesn't have an ending yet. I'm just trying to look for the big stuff here. I guess we're done with this. I've scanned this many times. Go to a different planet. Whoa, how many planets are here? There's like 5 or something. Whoa, we're gonna need a lot of stuff here. There is only one single show that made me cry manly tears by the end, and nobody I talked to ever seen it. I would say ask me, but I'm afraid that I have not seen the show that you're referring to. But go ahead and ask anyway. Probably say no. Dude, I don't know if there's ever been a show that's made me cry.
Probe away.
I'm the type of guy that doesn't really cry, but gets choked up. And getting choked up is just basically just holding back your tears. So I do that a lot.
Probe launched.
6 feet under? Nope. Never even heard of it, to be honest. So I guess we can't talk about that, Remingtons. Add me to the list. Add me to the list of people you've asked and have not seen it. I would probably ask, like, what's it about? How recent is this show? Okay, is it something from back in the day? Early 2000s, okay.
Probe away.
Changed TV shows, really? Really?
Probe launched.
I would say what channel was it on, but again, you're from Spain and we probably don't have the same channels, but maybe the same networks, maybe? Although I don't know what channel would have that show, because I've never heard of it. I don't know. Let's go grab some more probes. We'll do these remaining planets, and then we'll take a quick break. And then we can do that crash ship, or we can go to...
Half our fuel remains.
We can go... we can go get that dossier, or whatever. I think it was HBO, actually. Oh, okay. Actually. God, I can't talk. Yeah, I really watched shows on HBO, so that's probably why I missed it. That is done. I think we need to scan that planet, that planet. Is there one over here? No. I wonder... Oh, there's a little planet right here. Dun, 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 dun. You still haven't told me... What's that? Folk show you mentioned? Oh, the folklore. Oh, okay. Get ready for this. get ready for this. You're gonna think I'm crazy. You're gonna be like, dude, that ain't even real. I find it fascinating though, so I'm gonna tell you. There's a show. Hang on one second. That's right here.
Launching probe.
There's a show that I watch with my dad a lot. The show has been going on since like 2010, I think.
Launching probe.
The show is on Animal Planet. Animals, right? Animals, okay. Do I have your attention? And the show is called Finding Bigfoot.
Probe away.
Yes. Yeah, man. Bigfoot. Folklore. I find it so fascinating.
Away.
That even before this show was around, there used to be other things, other little shows that had episodes about Bigfoot, and I've always just been fascinated with Bigfoot. Now, Bigfoot is one of those mythical creatures, I guess you could say the same thing about, you could throw it in with like the Loch Ness Monster.
Probe away.
Probably like, I don't know, name something else. Chupacabras, maybe? Is that a thing?
Probe launched.
So, if you don't know what Bigfoot is a like 7 to probably like 9 feet tall humanoid creature that is pretty much like a giant gorilla. It dates back for hundreds and hundreds of years. People have sightings about stuff like this. You know, whether or not it's true or not, who knows, right? But I find Bigfoot to be more believable that can exist in this world than aliens, right? Because there's not really evidence about aliens. There is evidence out there about Bigfoot. Probably the biggest and the most credible evidence is probably the Patterson-Gimlin film that was recorded back in like, I don't know, the 70s or the 60s or something like that, where these two guys were out in the woods and
Probe away.
they were out there because they were going to film a movie, and so they had like these old video recorders at the time, and they stumbled upon a Bigfoot. And if you go Google that footage, you can go and see it. And dude, like, I don't think there's any costumes in that era that would pass as like, oh, that's someone in a costume or whatever, because I don't think that's just like too real looking to be a costume. But it's pretty good. And of course the show revolves around Bigfoot researchers that go all over America. They've even gone to other countries. They've gone to Australia. They've gone to Asia. They've gone to areas in Europe, more like in like Ireland and Scotland and stuff like that.
Launched.
But it's fascinating to me. I don't know. Call me crazy, call me whatever. I think it's fascinating. What's it called again? The Patterson-Gimlin footage. Patterson-Gimlin Bigfoot. Oh. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, definitely check that out over the break. Let me know. I love any sort of folklore. Best part of living in Europe, every little region in every country has so much stories. Yeah, I can imagine.
Probe away.
That's good stuff. But yeah, basically they just the show is about these 4 Bigfoot researchers. 3 of them are like actual Bigfoot researchers. 1 is a scientist who's like the skeptic in the show. Because you always gotta have a skeptic, man. You gotta have someone that's doesn't agree all the time.
Probe away.
And so they go out and do night investigations. They make calls, wood knock, stuff like that. Sometimes they get responses. But of course, you don't know if that's, you know, other animals or people or whatever. They do that. They go around talking to witnesses about
Launching probe.
Bigfoot, people that have either had like audio recordings, video, or they just have had a sighting. It's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting stuff.
Probe away.
Bum, 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 bum. But it's just one of those things that, like, I was interested in it at an early age, and
Probe away.
it's, I don't know, I just find it fascinating. And like I said, I think it's more believable than aliens out in the world, but yeah. It's interesting. Because, you know, there's so many like different species in the ocean that like are getting discovered
Launching probe.
like every day or every month or whatever, like different types of fishes and stuff like that. And so like they're still finding new things out there.
Probe away.
Could be something out there, could not be. Don't know. But it's interesting. I think we're done. Ooh, let's grab that.
Probe away.
Looks down to the materials, 90K. When did that happen? I know. I was just thinking about that right now. I was like, I've been talking too much. I don't know if I've been scanning things properly or not. Turns out we have been. That's pretty good, though. This makes scanning things a lot more interesting than just sitting here and just being like, yep, let's get that. That looks pretty good. No.
Launching probe.
Because I did want to do some scanning
Probe launched.
before we go to break. So it's a little bit easier for me to edit for YouTube later on. It's scary how little we know about deep ocean. I know, yeah. That's the thing. There's tons of things that could be living down there. Freaking Rapture could be down there. We don't know.
Launching probe.
There's parts of the ocean where it is so dark that it just keeps going deep, 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 and the pressure gets too much, and you just can't go down there and explore.
Probe away.
So there's like some things that lurk down there that probably no one's ever seen before.
Probe away.
Pretty interesting. Now I gotta say, when I was in school, I was not interested in these sorts of topics like I am now. I kind of wish I was. 'Cause then maybe, who knows, maybe I would have been like some kind of scientist today or something. I don't know.
Probe away.
Remington says, I've seen documentaries about mer people living down there. And all for we know they might. Yeah, that's true. People might think it's a little far-fetched, but I mean, dude, anything could live down there. You don't know.
Launching probe.
Just don't know. And that's what's interesting. I think it's interesting that you don't know, and there's a possibility that there could be something out there. But it's like the same thing with like Bigfoot. There's been so many hoaxes where people are like, yep, I got him, here's the body. And it's like this costume that they made, and it's not the real thing. So a lot of people get ridiculed for it, and people don't take it seriously. But you know, if something does get found, then that's gonna, like, people are gonna be like, whoa, you know. which is pretty cool. So we're out of probes. I think the only planet we have to scan is that, which we'll do later, because right now we're gonna go back to the mass relay, get some more probes, and we'll take a break, come back, and we'll go maybe check out that crashed ship and then get the Warlord. I think we've done enough scanning for today. It's gone by pretty quick too, because all we were talking about was TV shows. That's interesting. That's all thanks to Remingtons, who brought it up. I think I was gonna talk about like movies and stuff, but TV shows is actually better fit. Do we wanna? Let's see if we purchase some stuff before we go. Full circle. It's kind of like Mass Effect and why it's so fascinating. Yeah, man. Good conversations. One more shotgun damage. So I have enough materials. I just don't have another upgrade to use on that. That kind of sucks. Can do that. I don't really care about that right now. Ship enhancements. Med bay. Upgrades the medical facilities with an advanced dermal regeneration unit. This unit will immediately completely heal your scars. No, I remember doing this and it didn't change too much. It's definitely not worth 50,000. If we do decide to get this, it'll be like one of the last upgrades we get. 'Cause I can't just... I don't want to just give 50,000 of my 74 right now. Or I just hold on to that. So we basically can't upgrade anything, but we don't have to do scanning for a while, which is nice. Okay.